The following is a presentation of NC State Athletics.
It's been a long time since Coach Buddy Pough's Bulldogs played such an important game as this week's matchup with the North Carolina A&T Aggies. Despite both teams having lost to the ineligible Florida A&M Rattlers, first place and control in this year's race for the MEAC crown is on the line. Will the Bulldogs knock off the defending champion Aggies, going for their third championship in a row and fifth in the last 6 seasons? We're about to find out. Coming up next on The Buddy Pough Show.
You are watching The Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of NC State University Bulldogs football. This week's matchup, the North Carolina State University Aggies versus your South Carolina State University Bulldogs. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, Palmetto Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the Regional Medical Center, State Farm Insurance Rescue Hewitt Agency, Simmons Funeral Homes, Vital Care EMS, and the City of Orangeburg. And now head coach Buddy Pough and our host Ernest Robinson.
North Carolina A&T's ascent as the gold standard in the MEAC has been a tough pill for Bulldog fans to swallow. South Carolina State dominated this series at one time, winning 33 games, losing just 21 with 2 ties. But the Aggies have won the last 4 in a row. They come into this week's game with a top-ranked offense and the top-ranked defense in the conference. And their hold on the Bulldogs and the conference is something they won't give up easily.
The first one is the one that you got to figure out how to get done, and that's what we're here trying to do today. We think about as good a chance as we've had in a while. And, we feel like, our team matches up pretty good with these guys. They want to run the football. We think we do a pretty good job of stopping the run. They've now started to really heavy up on the run on defense themselves. We think that we are pretty good run the ball, and we think we can throw the ball a little bit better than we had in the past, too. So, we are hoping that our design in general is a fit for us coming out and beating these guys today.
Coach, if you stop the run game, they got one of the best receivers the MEAC has seen in a few years in Elijah Bell, 6'3" guy who can get up. What kind of problems does he present, and how will you maybe go after him, or will you start to do it man-to-man?
Yeah, he's a big guy who catches a lot of balls in traffic. He doesn't really run away from it, so he doesn't scare you with his speed. But if you just throw it at him, he just somehow or another comes out of the power with it. And, that's what we've got to be aware of in a way where we got to kind of beat him up a little bit. I think we have to play some man on him and make him beat us deep some. But, what we really feel like is that's what we want them to. We think they got to beat us in that style of game. We want them to beat us with the pass. If you let the Martin kid and the running back hurt you, then he's a home run hitter. And that guy we can't let get going.
That's what happened last year. We were up in this game 16-3 late in the second quarter, and Martin broke off a 40-yard run and pretty much kind of set the tone. A younger football team didn't react that well. How do you think your team will react today when they throw a punch?
Well, we'll see. We think that we are a good bit farther along this year defensively as a whole than we were last year. And, we think our special teams improve also. So, we feel that we got all the ingredients in place. News at 11. We'll see in a little bit.
All right, Coach, what's it going to take for us to get a win here today and gain control of first place in the MEAC?
Stop the run, make them beat us with the run, make them beat us with the pass, and then be able to run the football ourselves and throw the ball effectively on offense.
Thanks, Coach. Let's go to Saturday's first half highlights, South Carolina State and North Carolina A&T. Here we go. We are underway from Orangeburg. High end-over-end kick toward the left side. Traquan fields it at the 9. Starts up the field at the 15, at the 20, at the 25, at the 30. Goes down at about the 32-yard line. So a pretty good return, about 18 yards for Traquan Dubose. Shotgun snap, back to pass is Corey Fields. Corey Fields swings it out to LeBron Mars, makes a man miss at the 35, up to about the 41-yard line. Man-to-man coverage, shotgun snap, back to pass Nick, going long, down, got a man out there. It is over the head of Shaquan Davis. Shotgun formation on 2nd down and 10 now for Corey Fields. Back to fast heels. Bubble screen to the left. Omar Cummins. He's got a lane at the 50, at the 45, at the 40. 35-30. Omar one man to beat. Makes a miss at the 20, at the 15. Down into 10. Down to the 6-yard line. For only 16 trips by opponents into the red zone. But typically, if you get in the red zone, you can score. So when people score against A&T, it comes from outside the red zone. Snaps good, holds good. Toe of Dylan Bredesen is in it, and it is up, and it is good. So with 10 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in the first quarter, South Carolina State is on the board. It's South Carolina State 3, North Carolina A&T nothing. Tamon Cook is back deep for North Carolina A&T along with Corey Banks, and this is going to be Cook, number 85. Catches it at about the 4-yard line on the left side at the 5, at the 10, cuts it back now heading to the right. He's in trouble, tries to get outside and stumbles down at the 5-yard line. Great coverage by South Carolina State. Michael Terry to snap. There's your snap, back to pass Fields. Pressure coming, Fields stands in the pocket, throws the long, got a man out there. It is through the hands of Shaq Davis, and once again they beat Mac McLean one-on-one. And Banks on the season averages about 8 yards per punt return. Benjamin took his time, and man, did he boom this thing. Good gracious alive. And hits it to 2. And it bounces back, and it's dead at the 5-yard line. The punt of a lifetime. Cliff Benjamin, what a job. 2 receivers each way now for North Carolina A&T. Back to pass. Quarterback throws it over the middle. It is caught at the 25-yard line and off to the races for North Carolina A&T. That is Leslie, and he is going to be tackled down. Check that. That's Corey Banks, number 2. Shotgun snap. They give it to Martin over the right side, trying to get outside. Martin slips down. He's going to be wrapped up. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They drive him into the ground at the 48-yard line. 2nd down to 1. Split backfield for the Bulldogs. Michael Terry snap. Nick keeps it himself, just a straight quarterback. Keep it to 20, at the 25, at the 30. Nick at the 35-yard line. That's a run of 12 yards, and that's another Bulldog first down. It's 1st and 10 Bulldogs at the 36-yard line. 2 receivers each way. The slant to DeMontis Burrows is caught at the 45-yard line and up to the 47-yard line. Split backfield. Back to pass. Is Tyrese Nick. Has a man out there. It's caught. What a catch by Omar Cummins. It's a first down. Cummins pulled it down with one hand. Our score after 1 quarter play, South Carolina State 3, North Carolina A&T nothing. Carter's under center. 3rd down now, they need 1. Carter, quarterback sneak. Carter will push forward, and the Bulldogs say the football came loose. Let's see. Bulldogs say they have it.
My goodness.
Referee's trying to unpile. Carter fumbled the football on the quarterback sneak. The wide side is to his left. He's in the shotgun. Got LeBron Morris right behind him. Play action fake. Nick rolls to the right. Throws it over there. Got Burrows over there. Burrows is going to be knocked out of bounds up to the 41-yard line. That's a pickup of 15 yards and another Bulldog first down. Tyrese at quarterback. Tyrese, play action fake, throws it out in the flats. Got Rod Thomas. Makes a man miss at the 35. Rod up the field. Rod inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. The football on the near side as we attack left to right to Prince Haynes, the H-back. Moves to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Shotgun snap to Tyrese. Gives inside to LeBron. Stiff arm at the 20, at the 15. LeBron at the 10. LeBron down to the 2-yard line. Morris is to the right of the quarterback in the shotgun. High snap to give it to LeBron. LeBron into the end zone for the score from 3 yards out. Josh Pringle will snap. Quincy Hill. Richard, freshman from Spring Valley, will hold. Snaps good, holds good. Toe of Bredesen is in it, and it is good. So with 10:01 to go here in the first half, it's South Carolina State 10, North Carolina A&T nothing. Shotgun formation now, 2nd down and 10 from the Bulldog 34-yard line. They give it to Martin over the right side. Martin trying to get outside, tackle down. Bulldogs showing blitz off the backside. Carter, here comes pressure. Carter in trouble and tackled down for a loss. Back at the 42-yard line. 4-down lineman for the Aggies. Play action. This is Tyrese in the end zone. Tyrese Nick's not going to get out of the end zone. Football's on the turf. It is covered by North Carolina A&T.
He was down.
So with 5:32 to go here in the first half, it's South Carolina State 10, North Carolina A&T 2. Shotgun formation now for the quarterback, Khalil Carter. Carter, play action fake, looking that way. Looking long, got a man wide open. I told you, at the 20, 15, 10, down to the 4-yard line. Lockhart comes from left to right. Inside handoff, this is Martin right up the middle, touchdown. So with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go, the Bulldogs have a 1-point lead at South Carolina State 10, North Carolina A&T 9. Carter, the quarterback. Carter back to pass. Pressure coming up the middle. Carter throwing it long, got a man out there. To Kobe Durant, and it's cutting Elijah Bell. What a catch. Shotgun snap. Carter, play action fake. Carter throws a slant. Caught. Touchdown. North Carolina A&T. And the score at the half, North Carolina A&T 16, South Carolina State 10. We'll have more of the Buddy Pough Show right after this timeout.
Every day, you'll find the most innovative orthopedic care in the Midlands at Palmetto Health USC Orthopedic Center. Each of our highly skilled, compassionate physicians specializes in a unique orthopedic condition, caring for people of all ages and stages of life. We'll guide every step of your treatment, from diagnosis to recovery, so that you can get back to feeling like yourself as quickly as possible. You win when you choose Palmetto Health USC Orthopedic Center.
Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance. You're also giving one.
I was off my game. Every day, my hip got worse and worse.
The coach's arthritis progressed to the point where his joint was bone on bone. Between the pain and the loss of range of motion, he decided to have the hip replaced here at the Regional Medical Center.
I was walking the very next day. I was going so fast. They said, "Slow down, coach, slow down." It feels great to be coaching again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about health care.
You stumble over a blade of grass. Come on.
Coach, Saturday's first half, North Carolina A&T won the toss. They elected to defer to put pressure on your offense, and I thought your offense answered the bill. Came out and drove it right down the field and put points on the board.
We did. We got the ball down the field and got a field goal. A little bit disappointed because we got it down close enough to get a score, to get a touchdown, and didn't quite get it done. But I think that's what caused us to not win the football game, not making all of those drives really count. And at some point or other, we got to figure out how to make a play, especially early in the game when you do have those opportunities.
Talk about from a defensive standpoint, Jermaine Martin came into this football game with 951 yards running the football. You sort of took him out of the game, which really has been South Carolina State's MO against North Carolina A&T. Their top backs haven't been able to be effective, but they found other ways to move the ball.
They did. The Bell kid had a bunch of yards there, wide receiver number 13, Elijah Bell. And Carter had a great game too. Their quarterback threw the ball well and was their leading rush. I think he had around 70 some odd yards too. So yeah, we stopped Jermaine Martin, but at the same time we didn't stop A&T, and they had the ball for a lot longer than we wanted them to have it for.
In the first half, of course, the Bulldogs led most of the first half. North Carolina A&T closed the first half out, kind of like they closed it out last year. This time, though, they're able to take the lead into the locker room 16-10. That had to be disappointing, but you're able to rebound and get back in the football game.
Yeah, it was it broke our hearts some that we go along leading 10-0 and give up a safety, a little bit of a bad play of sorts, and then they get a short field and get it in, and before we can get our wits about us, they get it and get it back in again. So, that's their MO. They score in a flurry that way, and I kind of blame myself for the fact that I didn't do a good enough job of keeping us, away from that kind of situation.
When you start talking about this North Carolina A&T team, coach, from an offensive standpoint, though, although Elijah Bell had about 109 yards, that's all he had. He had 13 catches. But again, from an offensive standpoint, they didn't do nearly what they've been able to do to teams all season long.
Well, that's all true, but at the same time, they did enough. And they're an older football team. You can tell that they've got a lot of really good football players, older guys, mature players in some critical spots on their football team, in the offensive line, at the quarterback position, at the running back. All those different spots, were guys who really came out and played well today. So, yeah, we got them stopped in some regards, but at the same time, they still won the football game, and that's all that needs to be said.
Aggies win the first half. They lead 16-10, leading South Carolina State. It's time now here on the Buddy Pough Show as we take a look at the Palmetto Health injury report. Not a whole lot of injuries in this football game, Coach. We were missing some people going into this football game, but it was tough at one point when Jacoby Durant went out after he was doing such a good job on Elijah Bell. But, heck, he was able to come back.
Well, Jacoby was in a physical battle with Elijah Bell over there, and that's Elijah Bell's game. He wants to beat you up, and he ended up catching the ball down close to our goal line at the end of the half that got their last score. But Jacoby was all, he can handle. Those guys battled, for the entire time. Jacoby went down for a while, got back up and came back and played. We had a couple other guys. Mike Terry had a little bit of a shoulder injury, and some other guys who, got banged around a little bit, but nobody else really left the football game and could not return.
All right, that is the Palmetto Health injury report for the North Carolina A&T game. We're going to take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. When we come back, we'll have this week's all-heart player on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show.
Every day, you'll find the most innovative orthopedic care in the Midlands at Palmetto Health USC Orthopedic Center. Each of our highly skilled, compassionate physicians specializes in a unique orthopedic condition, caring for people of all ages and stages of life. We'll guide every step of your treatment, from diagnosis to recovery, so that you can get back to feeling like yourself as quickly as possible. You win when you choose Palmetto Health USC Orthopedic Center.
Coach, it was not difficult to come up with an all-heart player. This player sort of typified South Carolina State's football team, and when we were out of it, he got us back in it and gave us a chance at the end.
He did. Demontrez Burrows is from Charlotte, so you can imagine the back and forth that he has with a lot of the either A&T fans or some of the A&T players. So, he had a big game for us. He had, I don't know how many catches for about 160 some odd yards, and it was a big football game for us. He got a big touchdown play for us in the second half that got us back into the game, and had another big play. We had another little route where we ran a little slant and go deal inside, and he caught a deep ball that way. They ran him down, though, and we ended up kicking a field goal. If we could have gotten that one in, then that would have put us ahead. But Demontrez Burrows had a fantastic game in this game Saturday against A&T, and he's our all-heart player.
Without a doubt. Demontrez Burrows from Charlotte, North Carolina, this week's all-heart play. We'll take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show, and we'll come back with more right after these messages.
My first thought was, what is going to happen to me? Am I going to live? My second thought was, I needed to live because I thought about my children.
Betty's mammogram showed a lump in her breast. We surgically removed the cancer.
And Betty was referred to Mabry Cancer Center, where she received chemotherapy and radiation therapy.
It was an opportunity to live again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about healthcare.
Today, I'm cancer-free.
Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance. You're also giving one.
Every day, you'll find the most innovative orthopedic care in the Midlands at Palmetto Health USC Orthopedic Center. Each of our highly skilled, compassionate physicians specializes in a unique orthopedic condition, caring for people of all ages and stages of life. We'll guide every step of your treatment, from diagnosis to recovery, so that you can get back to feeling like yourself as quickly as possible. You win when you choose Palmetto Health USC Orthopedic Center.
Dylan Bredesen will be kicking off from our left to our right. Back deep for North Carolina A&T is number 2, Corey Banks, and number 85 for them, that's Tamon Cook. End over end kick is going to be Cook. He'll field it at the 5-yard line. He'll head toward the right at the 10, cuts back at the left to 15. At the 20, stiff arm at the 25, he's at the 30. At the 35, across at the 40-yard line, dragged down at the 45-yard line. Shotgun formation for the quarterback, Khalil Carter. Carter, play action fake, back to pass, looking long, throws it out there. It is caught. Corey Banks at the 11-yard line before he's knocked down. Snap's good. Toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. It's 19 for the Aggies, 10 for South Carolina State. 2 receivers each way. Play action fake, Fields throws it out, and the slot is caught by Shaq Davis. Breaks a tackle at the 40, at the 45, at the 50. Shaq at the 45 into Aggie territory. Shotgun snap, back to pass is Corey Fields. It's covered, looking to throw. Now Corey wants to run. Corey's got a lane. Makes the man miss at the 40. At the 35, Corey Fields down to the 31-yard line. It's getting late early. Back to pass, Carter. Quarterback draw. Carter makes the man miss, goes through, and Carter goes up to about the 45-yard line. 4-down lineman for the Bulldogs. Baker goes in motion. Carter, back to pass, wants a slant. Scott Elijah Bell. Xavier Kelly makes the tackle. Jermaine Martin to the right of the quarterback. Carter. Khalil Carter keeps it himself. Did the fake and cuts inside. Carter back to the 6-yard line. Snaps good, holds in it. Ruiz's toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. That will be the final play of the third quarter here in Orangeburg, where North Carolina A&T leads South Carolina State 22-10. 14:33 to go. We are trailing by 12. Fields looking long, throwing long. Has a man out there. Burrows caught. DeMontrez, touchdown, South Carolina State. What a throw from Corey Fields to DeMontrez Burrows. This point after, as important. His toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. It's 22 for North Carolina A&T, 17 for South Carolina State. Khalil Carter sends Jermaine Martin in motion. Surprised about that. Throwing back to the left. It is knocked away, nearly picked off over there. LeBron's in the backfield with Fields. Play action fake. Fields looking long. Fields dialing it up. Got a man wide open. Burrows at the 30. Burrows at the 25. Burrows at the 20. Burrows at the 13-yard line. Quincy Hill will hold. He's a former quarterback.
Yeah.
Bredesen's toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. The North Carolina A&T Aggies come into Orangeburg and beat the South Carolina State Bulldogs 22-20. Coach, it looked pretty bad as we began the second half. North Carolina A&T established really good control of this football game, but just when we thought they might really put some distance between us and them, your defense stands up to the case and forces them into a field goal, and that really kept us in the football game.
It did. We stiffened and forced them into 2 field goals that could have been touchdowns and would have really put us out of it, but we stayed within 2 scores of them, 22. The 10 was somewhere in there to score, and we got back into it late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, and at that point it was a game for the rest of the game. So I got to give our defense a lot of credit in the fact that they bent as usual but did not break, and offensively we got back into it. We just got to make a few more plays on offense. We got the ball down close. You know, we had a nice little drive going. Corey, who threw the ball, I thought marvelously for most of the game, had a little bit of an overthrow on a seam ball to Burrows, and of course they intercepted it. That was, you know, our last big opportunity of the game because they drove the football down from that point and ate up most of the rest of the clock. But at the same time, he had, I thought, you know, was one of our better games. Corey Fields, I'm talking about, you know, as a quarterback, and I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, just what he can do for these last 3 games.
Now, Coach, you're talking about the last 3 games. It really doesn't get any easier because now you take on Howard, and first people say, well, Howard hadn't won a football game yet. They've been getting beaten by everybody. It's a dangerous time because you're coming off such an emotional loss to North Carolina A&T. How do you regroup and try to finish this season? Because, folks, whether you know it or not, South Carolina State's not out of the race yet for the conference champion.
And we are not. We can depend on 2 or 3 guys to beat up on A&T. If we get another loss there, then, you know, we possibly could all have 2 losses in our league. But what we really need to do is just play as good as we can play. Try to see if we can win out. We've got 3 games left. We play here at Howard. We play Howard here. It's senior day next Saturday. You know, that'll be a big day for our seniors. Then at that point, then we go to North Carolina Central and we go to Norfolk. And Norfolk and Central both beat us last year. So we got our work cut out for us to make sure that we don't drop, you know, one of those games down the road a piece. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how well we can keep this team playing.
Now, Howard has had a difficult time. Ron Prince, who actually used to coach here at South Carolina State, was an offensive line coach a few years ago, coaches this team, Coach. He's a young coach, a lot of ideas, and he's in a tough situation right now at Howard because they're desperate to win a football game, but a desperate team is a tough team.
You're exactly right. And this guy's as good a football coach as there is out there. He was a major college guy, was a head guy at Kansas for a while, and then he's been all over the NFL and at Michigan and all those kind of places. So he's got a solid background of coaching, and you know, he will definitely have a real solid plan for us this coming Saturday down here in Orangeburg.
Tell you what, we had a good crowd this past week, a great crowd this past week for the North Carolina A&T Aggie game. We need you to come back to Orangeburg because you need you this week when the Bulldogs take on the Howard Bison at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium, Willie Jeffries Field. We hope to see you next week on Saturday when the Bulldogs kick off against the Howard Bison, and of course next week right here on Fox Sports Southeast on the Buddy Pough Show.
Thank you for watching the Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of NC State University Bulldogs football. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, Palmetto Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the Regional Medical Center, State Farm Insurance Rescue It Agency, Simmons Funeral Homes, Vital Care EMS, and the City of Orangeburg. Join us again next week for highlights of NC State University Bulldogs football.